Hello, and welcome to my channel. Tonight, I invite you to join me on a journey full of mysteries and imagination. This is your time to relax, forget the worries of the day, and let your mind wander with the story of our Earth. I hope that by the end of this video, you'll feel calm, peaceful, and ready to drift into a deep, restful sleep. Sweet dreams, my friends. What if, somewhere in the endless universe, there exists a planet almost identical to Earth? This is the foundation of what scientists and dreamers alike call the twin Earth hypothesis. The idea suggests that beyond the stars, another world might be waiting, a world with oceans, mountains, and skies just like ours. The universe is vast beyond imagination. Astronomers estimate that there are over 100 billion galaxies, and within each galaxy, billions of stars. Around many of those stars orbit planets, some rocky, some gaseous, some frozen. Among them, a few fall into the so-called habitable zone, the region where conditions might allow liquid water and, potentially, life. Yet, the dream of a true twin Earth goes beyond just finding a planet with water. A real twin would mirror our landscapes and climates, perhaps even host life forms that resemble us. Imagine peering through a telescope and seeing another blue sphere shining in the distance like a reflection of our own world. Over the past few decades, scientists have discovered thousands of exoplanets. Some are strikingly similar to Earth in size and temperature. These discoveries make the idea of a twin Earth no longer just science fiction. It becomes a serious scientific question. If another Earth exists, where is it, and what secrets does it hold? To think about a twin Earth is to think about ourselves. Would life there have followed the same path as it did here? Could there be forests, rivers, and mountains shaped in familiar ways, or would evolution take a completely different course? The possibility is endless, and that is what makes the idea so captivating. When we speak of a twin Earth, some imagine an exact mirror copy. Another planet where every mountain, every ocean, and every cloud is identical to ours. In this mirror world, there could even be another you walking under the same kind of sky, living a life parallel to your own. Of course, science takes a more cautious view. For scientists, a twin Earth does not need to be a perfect replica. It only needs to share the essential ingredients: a stable atmosphere, liquid water, a magnetic field to protect against radiation, and a position in the habitable zone of its star. These are the foundations of life as we know it. Still, the allure of a true twin remains strong. If such a planet existed, it would raise profound questions. Does life inevitably emerge when conditions are right? Would intelligent civilizations arise in the same way, or would they take paths we cannot even imagine? Imagine, for instance, that on twin Earth, evolution had taken a slightly different turn. Perhaps the dinosaurs never went extinct. Perhaps mammals never rose to dominate. In such a world, intelligent life might look nothing like us. It could be reptilian, insect-like, or even forms we have no words to describe. The idea of a twin Earth also stirs philosophical and spiritual thoughts. If there is another world so much like ours, does it mean that humanity is not unique? Or does it mean that life is a universal pattern, destined to repeat across the cosmos? Over time, popular culture has embraced the twin Earth concept with fascination. Science fiction novels, films, and TV shows often explore parallel worlds where human choices, history, and destinies unfold differently. Though fictional, they spark real curiosity. Could there really be another Earth just out of reach? What makes the hypothesis even more intriguing is that we now have the tools to search. With modern telescopes like Kepler, TESS, and the James Webb Space Telescope, astronomers can detect Earth-like planets thousands of light years away. Each new discovery brings us one step closer to answering the ultimate question: are we alone? To dream of a twin Earth is to dream of connection. Somewhere in the vast universe, there may be another home waiting, another chance for life, another mirror in which we might see our own reflection. If a twin Earth exists, it changes how we see ourselves. It reminds us that our planet, as beautiful as it is, may not be the only place where the story of life unfolds. This perspective is both humbling and exhilarating. Humbling because we are not the center of everything, and exhilarating because the universe might be full of wonders waiting to be discovered. Some scientists argue that the probability of another Earth-like planet is actually very high. Given the sheer number of stars and planetary systems, the odds are in favor of life repeating itself. Yet others caution that Earth's history is so unique and fragile that finding an exact twin may be nearly impossible. Whether certain or not, the idea of a twin Earth has become more than science fiction. It is now a serious field of study. Astrobiologists, astronomers, and philosophers all engage with this concept, blending imagination with rigorous science. The search is not just for another planet, but for answers to the oldest human questions. Who are we? Why are we here? Are we alone? Thus, part 1 closes not with an answer, but with a question. What if Earth had a twin planet? Would it change our destiny, or simply remind us of how fragile and precious our own world truly is? Finding a twin Earth is one of the greatest quests of modern astronomy. It is not enough to simply imagine such a world. We must look for evidence. Over the past few decades, scientists have developed ingenious methods to detect planets orbiting distant stars, many light years away from our own solar system. These planets, known as exoplanets, were once only the stuff of science fiction. But today, we know of thousands. The discovery of exoplanets has revolutionized our understanding of the universe, showing us that planets are common, not rare, and that some may resemble our Earth. One of the key techniques used is the transit method. When a planet passes in front of its star, it blocks a tiny fraction of the starlight. By carefully measuring the dip in brightness, astronomers can infer the planet's size, orbit, and sometimes even its atmosphere. This is how telescopes like Kepler have identified thousands of candidate worlds. Another method is the radial velocity technique. As a planet orbits, it exerts a small gravitational pull on its star, causing the star to wobble slightly. By detecting this wobble through shifts in the star's light spectrum, astronomers can calculate the planet's mass and orbit. With the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, humanity has entered a new era of exploration. JWST can not only detect distant planets, but also analyze the chemical fingerprints of their atmospheres. Imagine peering into the air of another world, searching for oxygen, methane, or water vapor. the potential signatures of life. Yet, detecting a true twin Earth is a monumental challenge. Such a planet would be small, rocky, and orbiting in just the right zone. From our distance, its signal is faint, easily drowned out by the brilliance of its star. It is like trying to spot a firefly next to a lighthouse from thousands of miles away. Despite these challenges, progress is steady. Every year, new exoplanets are discovered, and some are increasingly Earth-like. The dream of finding a twin Earth may not be realized tomorrow, but the tools we are building today bring us closer with each passing decade. Finding a twin Earth is one of the greatest quests of modern astronomy. It is not enough to simply imagine such a world. We must look for evidence. Over the past few decades, scientists have developed ingenious methods to detect planets orbiting distant stars, many light years away from our own solar system. These planets, known as exoplanets, were once only the stuff of science fiction. But today, we know of thousands. The discovery of exoplanets has revolutionized our understanding of the universe, showing us that planets are common, not rare, and that some may resemble our Earth. One of the key techniques used is the transit method. When a planet passes in front of its star, it blocks a tiny fraction of the starlight. By carefully measuring the dip in brightness, astronomers can infer the planet's size, orbit, and sometimes even its atmosphere. This is how telescopes like Kepler have identified thousands of candidate worlds. Another method is the radial velocity technique. As a planet orbits, it exerts a small gravitational pull on its star, causing the star to wobble slightly. By detecting this wobble through shifts in the star's light spectrum, astronomers can calculate the planet's mass and orbit. With the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, humanity has entered a new era of exploration. JWST can not only detect distant planets, but also analyze the chemical fingerprints of their atmospheres. Imagine peering into the air of another world, searching for oxygen, methane, or water vapor, the potential signatures of life. Yet, detecting a true twin Earth is a monumental challenge. Such a planet would be small, rocky, and orbiting in just the right zone. From our distance, its signal is faint, easily drowned out by the brilliance of its star. It is like trying to spot a firefly next to a lighthouse from thousands of miles away. Despite these challenges, progress is steady. Every year, new exoplanets are discovered, and some are increasingly Earth-like. The dream of finding a twin Earth may not be realized tomorrow, but the tools we are building today bring us closer with each passing decade. Beyond current missions, the future of astronomy holds even more promise. Projects like the Extremely Large Telescope, ELT, in Chile, and the planned LUVOIR and HAB-X space telescopes aim to directly image Earth-like planets. Instead of only measuring shadows or wobbles, we may one day see the actual blue-green face of another world. The most exciting possibility is biosignatures, chemical clues that suggest life. On Earth, gases like oxygen and methane coexist because living organisms continuously replenish them. If astronomers detect a similar balance on a distant planet, it could be the first hint that we are not alone. However, interpreting such signs is tricky. Non-biological processes can sometimes mimic the chemical fingerprints of life. For example, volcanic activity or unusual atmospheric chemistry might produce oxygen without living organisms. That is why astronomers must be cautious, gathering multiple lines of evidence before declaring a discovery. The search for a twin Earth is not only about science, but also about perspective. Each new discovery reminds us of the fragility of our own planet. Knowing there may be other habitable worlds does not diminish Earth's value, it enhances it, urging us to protect the only home we have while we search for others. Some scientists even speculate about future interstellar travel. If a true twin Earth is found, could humanity one day reach it? The distances are unimaginably vast, tens, hundreds, or thousands of light years. But the idea fuels dreams of advanced propulsion, generation ships, or even technologies that today seem like fantasy. As the tools of astronomy sharpen, the once impossible dream grows steadily closer. Perhaps in our lifetime, or in the lives of our children, the announcement will come: we have found another Earth. That moment would not just be a triumph of science, but a turning point in human history. If Earth had a twin planet, what would life there look like? This is perhaps the most thrilling question of all. Life on Earth emerged from simple beginnings, tiny microbes in ancient oceans, before evolving into the staggering diversity we see today. Would a twin Earth follow the same story, or would it tell a completely different tale? On Earth, chance played a huge role. A meteor ended the reign of the dinosaurs, opening the path for mammals to thrive. What if that event never happened on twin Earth? Perhaps intelligent reptilian beings, descendants of dinosaurs, would now rule the planet. Evolution could take countless paths. On twin Earth, intelligence might arise from creatures that never became dominant here. Imagine oceans ruled by cephalopods, giant squids and octopuses developing advanced brains and civilizations beneath the waves. Or perhaps life there would look more familiar. Forests of green, rivers flowing across continents, and creatures resembling those we know, mammals, birds, insects. Yet even small differences in gravity, atmosphere, or chemistry could produce strange variations. Birds with 4 wings, mammals with translucent skin, or trees that glow in the dark. If a twin Earth had intelligent beings, their culture and history would fascinate us even more. Would they invent language, art, and science as we did? Would they build cities, explore their skies, and wonder about the universe beyond? Or would their path diverge so greatly that we might struggle to even recognize their intelligence? Imagine standing on twin Earth's surface. The sky might be a different shade, perhaps a deeper violet or a paler blue. The constellations would not match ours. The air might carry scents unknown on Earth, and the sounds of alien wildlife would echo through forests and valleys. To imagine life on a twin Earth is to stretch our imagination to its limits. It challenges us to think not only about what is possible, but also about what it means to be alive, to be intelligent, and to be human. If intelligent life developed on twin Earth, the possibilities for their societies are endless. Perhaps they would live in harmony with nature, guided by instincts of balance and cooperation. Or maybe, like us, they would face struggles, conflict, ambition, and the constant search for progress. Technology on Twin Earth might take radically different forms. Imagine machines powered not by fossil fuels, but by biological energy harvested from plants or animals. Or imagine cities built underground to escape harsh climates, glowing with bioluminescent light. Their concept of civilization might not even resemble ours. Instead of tall skyscrapers, maybe they value sprawling gardens. Instead of warfare, perhaps they develop rituals of cooperation. What they consider progress could be something we do not even understand. Communication would also be fascinating. While humans rely heavily on spoken language, twin Earth beings might use colors, scents, or even electromagnetic signals to share ideas. Entire conversations could happen in flashes of light or patterns invisible to our eyes. If they ever looked up at the night sky, they might notice our Earth, just as we might see theirs. Would they wonder if intelligent beings lived there, just as we do now? And if one day contact was possible, how would two Earths, two civilizations greet each other? Would there be friendship and cooperation, or fear and rivalry? The answer might depend on the lessons both civilizations learned from their histories. After all, meeting another Earth would not just be a scientific discovery, it would be a mirror, forcing us to reflect on who we are. Imagining life on a twin Earth is both exciting and humbling. It reminds us that our way of life is not the only way, and that intelligence, culture, and meaning can emerge in countless forms across the cosmos. A twin Earth may sound like a paradise of possibilities, but it would also come with immense challenges. The presence of two similar worlds so close to each other would create complex dynamics, scientifically, environmentally, and even socially. The first challenge would be gravity. If the two planets are close enough to be considered twins, their gravitational pull on each other would be massive. Tides would be extreme, with oceans rising and falling hundreds of meters. Entire coastlines could be erased. This gravitational interaction could also cause earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and unstable climates. Life on such a planet would need to constantly adapt to chaos. Civilizations might struggle to build stable societies under the threat of constant natural disasters. Another challenge is orbital stability. Two planets orbiting close together might eventually collide or destabilize each other's paths, leading to catastrophic consequences. Astronomers suggest that long-term stability would be difficult unless the planets maintained a very precise balance. The atmosphere would also be affected. The gravitational tug-of-war between planets might strip away gases or create violent storms that dwarf anything we know on Earth. Weather patterns could be unpredictable, with hurricanes lasting years instead of days. And what about life itself? If both planets supported living beings, there could be competition between them. Would species from one planet attempt to colonize the other, or would they coexist peacefully, sharing resources and knowledge? Communication and travel between the two Earths might sound exciting, but the dangers would be enormous. Crossing the space between them could expose travelers to intense radiation,
gravitational hazards, or even collisions with debris pulled between the worlds. Finally, there is the challenge of identity. If intelligent beings existed on both planets, they would inevitably compare themselves to their twin. Would this lead to curiosity and cooperation, or jealousy and rivalry? The psychological impact could shape the fate of both worlds. A twin Earth would not just be a wonder of nature, it would be a test of survival, cooperation, and the limits of civilization itself.
The idea of a twin Earth is not only science fiction, it is also a serious pursuit in modern astronomy. For decades, scientists have been searching the skies for exoplanets, worlds that orbit stars beyond our Sun. In 1995, the first exoplanet orbiting a Sun-like star was discovered. Since then, thousands of exoplanets have been found, and many of them are in the so-called habitable zone, the region around a star where liquid water could exist. NASA's Kepler Space Telescope played a crucial role in this search. By observing tiny dips in starlight as planets passed in front of their stars, Kepler identified thousands of candidate worlds, some strikingly similar to Earth in size and orbit. Among these discoveries are planets often nicknamed Earth 2.0 or super-Earths. These are rocky planets within the habitable zone, raising hopes that life or even civilizations could exist there. However, finding a true twin Earth is extremely difficult. A planet must not only be in the right place, but also have the right size, atmosphere, magnetic field, and stable climate. Even a small difference could make it uninhabitable. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, launched in 2021, is now taking this search to the next level. With its ability to analyze the atmospheres of distant planets, JWST can look for signs of oxygen, methane, or other potential biosignatures. If we ever detect such signals, it could mean that a twin Earth exists, or at least that life has found a way to flourish on another world. The discovery would be one of the greatest milestones in human history. Scientists also consider the possibility of mirror worlds hidden in gravitational balance with Earth, such as at Lagrange points. While no such twin has been found, the idea continues to inspire research and imagination. The search for a twin Earth is not only about finding another home for humanity, it is also about answering one of the deepest questions. Are we alone in the universe, or is life a common story written across the stars? Beyond science and astronomy, the idea of a twin Earth raises profound philosophical questions. What would it mean for us as human beings to know that another world so similar to ours exists? One of the first questions is about identity. If there is another Earth, do we lose some of our uniqueness? Part of what makes life feel precious is the belief that it is rare. If life is common, would we value it less or more? Philosophers also ask, if there were intelligent beings on a twin Earth, are they truly different from us? Or are they another version of us? Could we consider them siblings, or would they be as alien to us as creatures from a distant galaxy? The concept also challenges our understanding of morality. If we discovered another Earth struggling with climate change, poverty, or war, Would we have a moral duty to help them? Or would we risk repeating the same mistakes in both worlds? A twin Earth could also transform religion and spirituality. Many faiths see Earth as a unique creation. The existence of another Earth might expand these beliefs, leading to new interpretations of humanity's place in the cosmos. Psychologically, knowing there is a world almost like ours could be unsettling. We might wonder, are there people just like us, living parallel lives? Is there another you and another me walking under alien skies? Yet, philosophy also teaches us that such thoughts can be liberating. A twin Earth reminds us that our universe is vast and that our way of life is not the only way. It humbles us while also inspiring us to imagine greater possibilities. Ultimately, the philosophy of a twin Earth is not just about another planet. It is about ourselves. By imagining another version of Earth, we learn more about what it means to be human. If humanity discovered a twin Earth, the cultural impact would be immediate and immense. Our books, movies, art, and even daily conversations would be transformed by the knowledge that another Earth exists. Literature would explode with new stories. Writers would imagine what life is like there, drawing parallels and contrasts between the two Earths. Science fiction would gain new depth, no longer just fantasy, but a reflection of reality. In film and television, Twin Earth would become one of the greatest settings of all time. From epic space adventures to intimate dramas of love and loss across worlds, the possibilities would be endless. Music and art would also change. Artists might create works inspired by the idea of two worlds, songs about longing for a twin planet, or paintings blending visions of two skies. Culture would be infused with a sense of duality. Religions might reinterpret their teachings. Some faiths could see Twin Earth as confirmation of divine creation, while others might struggle to reconcile their beliefs with this discovery. New spiritual movements might even arise, centered around the idea of twin worlds. On a personal level, people might feel both awe and fear. Some would dream of visiting Twin Earth, imagining friendships and romances across planets. Others might worry about competition, invasion, or the loss of Earth's uniqueness. Governments and media would also shape culture. News outlets would dedicate entire channels to Twin Earth updates. Politicians might use it as a symbol of hope or as a warning. Education systems would integrate it into history, science, and philosophy classes. Most importantly, a twin Earth would change how humanity sees itself. No longer would Earth feel like the only stage for life's drama. We would become part of a larger story, shared between two worlds, with culture evolving under the shadow of this cosmic twinship. While the idea of a twin Earth is fascinating and inspiring, it also comes with serious dangers. Meeting another Earth could be the greatest opportunity in human history, or the biggest risk. The first danger is disease. Just as contact between Old World and New World peoples led to devastating plagues, contact with Twin Earth could unleash pathogens we have no defense against. Even a small germ might spread uncontrollably. The second danger is conflict. If Twin Earth has intelligent beings, what if their interests clash with ours? Resources, territory, or even ideology could spark wars between worlds. Humanity might face a rival as powerful as itself. Another danger lies in technology. If Twin Earth is more advanced, we might become dependent, or even enslaved by their superior tools and weapons. If we are more advanced, we might be tempted to dominate them, repeating the mistakes of colonial history. Even peaceful contact could destabilize societies. Imagine learning that another Earth has completely different values, religions, or political systems. The shock could cause chaos on both planets as people question their own way of life. Environmental danger is also possible. If both Earths share similar ecosystems, introducing foreign plants or animals could disrupt balance. Invasive species might wipe out native ones, leading to ecological collapse. Psychological danger should not be overlooked. Knowing that another version of Earth exists could trigger fear, paranoia, or even existential crises. Some might struggle with feelings of insignificance or anxiety about the future. Finally, there is the danger of misunderstanding. Even if both worlds wish for peace, a simple mistake, a mistranslated word, an accidental act could spiral into disaster. History shows how fragile diplomacy can be. In the end, meeting a twin Earth would be like holding fire. It could light the way to a brighter future or burn everything down. The risks are as enormous as the rewards.
For centuries, human imagination has explored the possibility of other worlds. Science fiction, in particular, has prepared us for the idea of a twin Earth long before science could even consider it. Classic literature, such as Utopia by Thomas More or Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift, already imagined alternative societies on distant lands. Though not literally twin Earths, they opened the door to imagining different versions of humanity. In the 20th century, science fiction fully embraced the idea. Writers like Philip K. Dick, Ursula K. Le Guin, and Isaac Asimov created stories of parallel worlds, cloned societies, and mirrored realities. These tales allowed us to think about identity, morality, and destiny. Movies and television continued this exploration. Films like Another Earth and Interstellar, or series like Fringe and Dark, invited audiences to imagine alternate Earths. These works made the concept emotionally real, touching hearts as well as minds. Video games added another layer. Games such as Mass Effect or No Man's Sky let players directly explore other planets and alternate realities, giving them agency in worlds beyond Earth. Science fiction did more than entertain. It trained us. By imagining alternate Earths, we rehearsed how we might react, with fear, with wonder, with greed, or with hope. These stories became simulations of possible futures. They also influenced real science. Many scientists admit they were inspired by fiction to pursue careers in physics, astronomy, or space exploration. The stories seeded curiosity, and curiosity grew into discovery. In a sense, if humanity ever encounters a real twin Earth, we will not be entirely unprepared. Science fiction has already given us practice, teaching us what questions to ask and warning us of dangers to avoid. Science fiction, then, has been more than just stories. It has been a rehearsal for reality, a way for humanity to explore a twin Earth in imagination before facing it in truth.
The discovery of a twin Earth would immediately raise a profound question. Could we ever travel there? Curiosity and ambition would push humanity to find a way, but the challenges would be enormous. The first challenge is distance. If twin Earth exists in our solar system, perhaps hidden on the far side of the Sun, reaching it would still require advanced spacecraft. If it lies in another star system, the journey could take thousands of years with current technology. The second challenge is speed. Our fastest spacecraft so far, like Voyager 1, would take tens of thousands of years to reach even the nearest stars. To make twin Earth travel possible, we would need breakthroughs in propulsion, nuclear fusion, antimatter engines, or even warp drives. The third challenge is survival. A journey lasting centuries would require ships capable of sustaining life for generations. This means creating self-sufficient ecosystems in space, essentially miniature Earths traveling through the void. One possible solution could be cryogenic sleep, allowing astronauts to hibernate for most of the trip. Another could be robotic probes carrying artificial intelligence, sent ahead to establish communication or even prepare habitats before humans arrive. Even if the physical journey were possible, political and ethical questions would arise. Who gets to go? Would travel be limited to scientists, or could ordinary people buy tickets? Would humanity risk colonizing twin Earth, repeating the mistakes of history? Some scientists propose that if twin Earth exists, it might be more practical to send signals instead of ships. Communication through radio waves or lasers could allow contact across light years, even if physical travel remains impossible. Still, the dream of standing on another Earth would be irresistible, as humanity has always done, from crossing oceans to landing on the moon. We would strive to overcome the barriers. Traveling to twin Earth might not happen tomorrow, but the journey would begin the moment we know it exists. At its core, the idea of a twin Earth is not just about another planet. It is about us. By imagining another Earth, we hold up a mirror to humanity itself. A twin Earth forces us to ask, what makes our Earth unique? Is it our people, our history, our cultures, or simply the chance events that shaped us? It reminds us how fragile life is. If another Earth exists, then life is not a miracle confined to a single world. It is a pattern that the universe repeats. That knowledge should humble us, but also give us hope. A twin Earth could also teach us about cooperation. Would we compete with them or learn from them? The choice would reveal our true character as a species. If twin Earth thrives where we struggle, it could show us solutions to our greatest problems: climate change, inequality, or war. If it suffers where we succeed, it could remind us to value and protect what we have. Philosophically, twin Earth challenges the idea of destiny. Are we truly unique, or just one variation among countless possibilities? This question may never have a final answer, but asking it makes us wiser. Spiritually, it could unite humanity. Knowing that another Earth exists might dissolve some divisions, reminding us that we share one fragile home in the cosmos. Even if there are two Earths, we are one people. Ultimately, a twin Earth is less about discovering them and more about rediscovering ourselves. In the reflection of another world, we may finally learn what it means to be human.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey of imagination and discovery. Together, we explored the mysteries of what a twin Earth could mean for science, culture, and humanity itself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more thought-provoking content about the universe and the mysteries of our world. We would also love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe a twin Earth could exist? What would you do if you had the chance to visit it? Leave your answers in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching until the end. May your night be peaceful, your dreams full of wonder, and may you drift into sleep with the mysteries of the cosmos in your heart. Good night, and see you in the next video.